But what's the Chipotle complaint?
You have a group of people that don't want to do their job, right? Like they don't enjoy it. They're like my friend was telling me, it's like young people, they just didn't give a shit. They didn't care if anyone got their food right. It just didn't care. That's just the reality of a lot of people who work in fast food right now. They don't want to be there. Maybe in a different era when that was a job that was probably never coveted, but at least it was something like, you know what, it's an honest day's work. I got paid, and people viewed it differently. Now they're like, no, I don't want to be here. I hate this job. I'm here because I have no other choice. And so that reflects in their attitude. Yeah. That's the problem.
But you already tip by the time you get your shitty bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
You already tip 20%.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey guys, welcome to group chat. Hey guys.
Welcome.
Look alive. Come on.
We're here. Let's go. Big episode.
We got news to talk about. Ari's asking for a raise, and we're going to do it live on the air. We're going to ask him why he deserves it. We're going to decide. You know, we should have done, I think we talked about this. We should have done this episode, then done a Twitter poll, and then let the audience decide.
Oh.
Next time. Okay, so we're going to talk about Ari and his raise request, and we're also going to talk about Javier, another person on our team over here who, I don't even know how to describe this. I would say has like a fresh budding business, but it doesn't seem to be making any money.
It's like a tech startup, just loses money.
But damn it seems like a lot of fun. It's like FTX, burns money, but a lot of sex. And then we have a lot of news to talk about. We're talking about our boy Elon. I feel like we've taken a couple days off. Time to talk about that again. MrBeast is in the news. One of our old topics from like 5 years ago is in the news, and I gotta say, we were early on this. Dee, you really spearheaded this on the pod, and we were early, and now it's in the news, and so I guess we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, even though we were first.
Yeah.
Also, I just want everyone to know we were being spied on. We were being spied on by China. And now
USA,
we are not. USA sent in the birds and took it down.
Boom, USA.
Play Top Gun music. No more spies. No more China. We're going to talk about it. That and many more things. We got a hot episode today. Who's ready?
Let's go.
Okay, let's do it. All right. The time has come. Ari, you're asking for a raise.
I am.
I think that we've done this in the past, and I think we should live by our same values. I think we should do it out in the open.
Lovely.
California has transparency rules now.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's be as transparent as we can. Let's do a podcast about it. Every time anyone in the company wants a raise or gets fired, we're doing it on the pod. How's that for transparent, Gavin?
Imagine if companies just had a podcast, like Microsoft just had like a hiring and firing. And
on the next 1,000 episodes, we're firing one person every day. Okay, let's talk about it. I mean, you guys have talked more about this between yourselves. So to be honest, I'm an excited viewer here, but what are we talking about?
Basically, Ari has been working with us for how long now?
It's been a year and 4 days.
A year and 4 days, and maybe 2 weeks ago came to us about getting paid more money. And
interesting.
I don't think I said no at all. I said, I agree. Like, you deserve more money. You're doing a great job. You got rid of everyone else who works on the show, which is great. I was like, okay, you're being efficient. But I was like, he came in hot and heavy with a big number.
Oh, you wanted like a big raise.
A big raise.
Yeah.
Not like a
Almost
little
100
10%.
No, almost 100.
He's the socialist on the pod.
And he's a Putin in negotiating.
Yeah, holy cow. It's always the socialists.
And
They're
so,
always the wolf in socialist clothing.
Ari, make your case.
I mean, so here's the thing. First, you said, "Oh, it's 100% increase."
Almost 100.
When you're talking about percentage increase, it's really just a reflection of the number that you were paying me in the first place. So let's say you're paying me $2 an hour. Paying me $4 an hour is 100% increase.
You were not making $2. So
I know. I'm just making that.
if you want to
point.
share how much you were making,
You're
we're
just
down
telling
to do
a
it.
different. Aren't you just saying it sort of a different way, Ari?
Well, yeah, I am.
Okay. Just curious. Just following
Just
along
trying
here.
to take a different perspective on it. Let's make my case. I was hired as an audio engineer.
Yeah.
Became a producer on the pod, managing the studio, revamped the space. Was efficient by cutting Jordan and Javier, saving you
Wait,
about
did that
6
really
man-
happen?
Yeah, they're gone.
Like they don't sit on the pod on Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore.
They're here today because they want to, I
And
guess
what did
throw,
you
throw
do?
shade.
What
wanna
did you
state their
do,
case.
Ari? Can you tell me what you actually did that sort of canceled their jobs?
You would see this the best because you join on Zencaster very often. And what you used to see is a live cutting between Anand's video and Dee's video. And now you're looking at a split screen.
It's
So
great.
that I've done basically deleted the need for Jordan. Also, it helps with the TikTok clips because Jonathan, for instance, would cut the clips. And if we switched between Dee and Anand while Dee is still talking, he really couldn't say on Dee because he didn't have that source video anymore. Now with the split screen, higher quality TikToks coming out.
Wow. Okay, so that canceled Jordan. What happened to Javier?
Dee just realized that Javier was doing nothing for the hour and a half that he was in here.
So that had nothing to do with you. You just started a chain reaction.
I did video whenever Jordan was out, and I know how to basically do everything here. So
Oh,
Got it. And how do you guys feel, Javier, about Ari being so open about just sharking your jobs?
it was, again, like you guys talked about, it was a smart move, but obviously I feel backstabbed because he was he was low-key texting me on the side, like, can you get D to approve this raise and all this stuff, push him to do it, I'll take you to the Ivy, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
He's a
bribing?
snake.
Of course.
Ari.
It's not bribing. It's,
Ari,
politicking.
you are a snake. This is good. I will say, Ari, do you think that your productivity went way up after your girlfriend broke up with you?
I
'Cause as soon
definitely
as
had
she
a
broke
couple
up
of...
with you, there was new lights every week. All of a sudden, there's a split screen. The whole desk is reorganized. I mean, do those two things?
I think I had a couple of manic episodes post breakup that really I changed the studio during that, but no, I've had a pretty consistent productivity, I'd say so. Back to my
That's
argument
not a
for
negative,
this.
by the way.
No, it's not at all. Back to my argument here. Another thing is I'm a contractor, not an employee. So no benefits, no health care, pay my own taxes, no paid leave.
Oh, God.
You're saving a good buck there also.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
You're like an
gosh.
Uber driver.
It's a gig economy. What are you talking about?
The
Ari?
gig
This is
economy.
good. Okay.
You want this gig economy.
Of course
But
I do.
are you-
I'm just showing you the things that you're saving.
Here was my kind of counter to him. I was like, you deserve a raise. You've done a great job. No problem with that. The problem with the number he wanted is just not sustainable because, to be fair, we recently just started monetizing the podcast. We're not actively out here come advertise on our podcast. We want to make money, blah, blah, blah. We do this because we enjoy it. And, and we also, there's a line that we would draw if it had to be monetized. Yes, we have sponsors, we have advertisers, but we're smart about it. We want to do stuff that we believe in and are part of our community. So it's not like we're whoring our podcast out. If we were raking in crazy dough, I would be like, yeah, whatever. It's an irrelevant amount of money, and that's great.
Yeah,
So
you know what's funny is you've made more money off a group chat than I think we have, right?
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but this helps with your personal brand for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt it helps the personal brand.
I'm pointing out that if you looked at our accounting, into your bank has and good for you.
And to be fair, like if we were truly, milking money off this thing, everyone here deserves to participate in it. We are finding ways to monetize it. The club is one way, but we're going to end up giving back most of that to do the events and do the things we want to do. It's a community different thing. The way that, we always say is if you want to be a part of something we're doing, we're incredibly generous with our networks. We're incredibly generous with the people we know. And if that works out for you and you could take advantage of that and build it up, we're all for that. Like that's what this is all about. We're just not truly monetizing this podcast the way that normal podcasters do. It's because it's not our full-time job. So there's only so much we can spend on it where it's within reason. That's the reality.
It's not looking good, Ari.
And so
after that,
what I told him was
75%.
Yeah, what I told him was like, you can get a raise, and if you're trying to make up for like some amount of money from other places, one, we'll promote your services here, and I'm sure there's other people in LA that could use your services. The other is, if you believe what you're doing is going to inherently add so much value to the podcast, then participate in the upside. If we all of a sudden, because of this triple screen things, our TikToks explode and more people advertise, cool, you could participate in the upside. We don't care. Like no one's like eating off of this. Like we're doing this because we enjoy it. But there's expenses, there's this space, there's, people, there's a lot that goes into it that costs money. And so we have expenses and we have to cover it. And that's just harsh reality.
Ari, I have a couple more questions.
Please.
I agree with you, Dee. So are you saying that you were underpaid and you're looking to get to fair plus a bump? Or were you paid accurately, but you're doing 100% more work than what you were hired for?
Well, if we're looking at market rates, for a podcast producer, audio engineer, it was actually underpaid.
Hold on one second, though. Don't, just for the sake, I'm not trying to belittle this argument. Don't go with the market rates. Just go with what you were signed up to do, what you did. Were you doing 100% more work? Or do you genuinely feel like, I was underpaid for a while, I want to get up to even, plus I've been overachieving? Which one of those more do you fall into?
I think I was underpaid for a while, and I want to get up to even plus a little bump. Plus, because of the work that I picked up along the way.
Yep, got it. And do you see that if you get this bump, if you got 100% bump, are you now paid fairly, or is there some room for you to grow into that pay level? Like, is there more that you're planning on doing other than
Absolutely.
like the lights?
I think that a bump to that level would give me the bandwidth and the personal freedom to to spend even more of my brain power on the pod.
What type of things you got in the works? Like, do you think with this extra brain power?
Let's hear about this brain power.
Let's hear it.
So obviously we've been talking about in the Discord, getting some merch going. I've been trying to turn into a access point between people who run different things for the podcast. So people who run the events, I've been talking to Tay. We've been trying to coordinate the events, and I've just trying to manage all of these things and make sure we stay on top of it. We wanted to do last year 4 live pods. We ended up doing 1. So one of my goals for the 23 year is sticking to those number of live pods, those number of live events, and also launching merch and getting our revenue up.
Got it. From merch mainly.
And some ad spend, working with Ollie to see what we could do there.
Okay, so that's what we're getting this year. We're going to get 4 events. You're going to run point on all these things.
Absolutely.
And go ahead, Anand. What are you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I did a live event on Friday.
Yeah.
You did not a live pod, a live event.
Live event?
Yeah, we did our first little Chatty Cathy Club meetup at Rocco's Pizza.
How'd that go, by the way?
It's great.
It was awesome. It was like half a dozen people showed up. It was, we promoted in the Discord, I think a few hours before, and it was awesome. It was just
Rocco's by the office?
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And it was just like really interesting because like everyone does something different and there's just really nice people too. And I don't know, it definitely is special. Like the meetups are going to be awesome. I think as we kind of dial that in, there's going to be some pretty awesome opportunities for everyone to meet each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Ari, how do you see your future here at Group Chat Enterprises? Like, where are you at in 3 years?
Can I say one thing? Whenever historically people have gotten raises that are significant and it's made a big deal, they usually end up quitting pretty soon after.
Yeah, why is that, do you think?
Because they can go market that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because they have a new base.
Yeah, the new base. I mean, I make this over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that
Ari's
we've
probably
seen what
quitting.
you've done to your coworkers.
Ari's likely quitting within the next 6 months.
He's going to the ringer.
No, I don't
Alright.
see myself quitting in the next 6 months.
What do you see?
I'd like to take group chat to the next level, however long that takes.
So if you're truly committed to that and that happens, then you're going to be disproportionately rewarded compared to us.
Yeah.
Why?
You got a good road. You got a good road if you can play
Because
that out.
we're doing this for a different reason. And so if there's money here, then you will benefit, 100% benefit.
Absolutely.
Because this is your career. We're not trying to take away from the people that work on the podcast. If they work on it, you should benefit from it if there's a incremental growth in revenue or whatever it is. But it does cost a lot of money to just exist.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
All those lights are expensive.
Those lights
Ari,
add up.
So, Ari, you're here for the long term.
I'd like to think so, yeah.
And your mission is to take group chat even bigger and monetize
To the
it
moon.
and run point
Yes, sir.
on the whole thing.
I think he's got 6 months and he's going to quit.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what he did to Jordan and Javi.
Yeah.
Next
He's
thing you know, he's
lopping
going to
off our
find
heads
2
next.
Indians and a white guy and start
Yeah.
group chat.
Hacking heads. Group chop. Just talking about cutting off heads. All right. Well, do we want to reveal? Like, you guys already made this decision, right, D?
Yeah, we talked about it this week.
Did you give him the 100%?
No, I gave him a bump, and I said that he has the ability to earn more with all the things he does. If the revenue goes up, he can earn more. And I said we would plug his services on the podcast so that he can make more money.
What's the over under July that Ari's still here?
I said July he's here.
I'm here. Come on.
I don't know. I can't tell with Ari.
Is it like
'Cause
minus?
there's some thoughts
200?
going on in Ari's head that he doesn't communicate. That he'll just act.
I don't know
on,
what else he does outside of this.
I mean, it's 3 days a week.
I know, but I'm saying like
It's 4 other days.
yeah. I'm just saying I don't know what he does in those 4 days, so I can't tell
He
you.
watches West Wing.
I mean, when you're young, you don't need to make that much money to survive. You can. I mean,
No, I mean,
when I was in my early 20s, I was living off like $2,000 a month.
he's making more than enough off this podcast to live a great life. And that's 3 days a week.
If you only work 3 days a week, I mean, he's not making enough to live.
What do you mean?
I mean,
I
I
know
know
his
this might
living
sound
situation.
crazy to some people, but from 19 to 21, I lived off of $500 a month.
God.
I'm not going to get into details, but it was part of my arrangement where I got a car rented and $500 a month until I made $1,500 from MTV. That was my. Anyway, you got it, Ari. I think it's good. You got a bump. You have something to shoot for. I think Ari. Not that we don't appreciate like the lights and the split screen and all those things. We definitely do. I think one way that I would be thinking if I were you is how to increase revenue and eyeballs, and because that is money. And like Dee said, like that money would definitely, like, it's really easy to sit down and say, here's where I helped increase all of these things that generated business for the podcast, or managed, the business or the events or the whatever. And then at that point, it's pretty hard not to justify raises and bumps. Not by any means, honestly, discounting the work that you have done, but that if there's a big difference in work between that type of stuff and then the stuff you say you want to do, like business stuff and views stuff. So as long as you don't chop off our heads, You got a bright future. Right?
He's out in the market looking for 2 Indians.
July. What's
I can find a white guy
Right.
anywhere.
Strong
I just
ID.
need 2 smart Indians.
I think he's 100% lock. He's here in July.
He's here in July. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with under. I'll go with no. He's out.
I'll be here. Come on, guys.
I think-
have some faith.
I think we lose him
We
if he
like
falls in love with some girl in Denver and he's gone.
He's gone.
Denver.
Then he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's
Denver's
just
a
gone.
good one.
Denver.
I just think Ari is-
it's going to be one of those
Yeah,
types
yeah.
of cities.
Yeah. Ari, I hope you stick around. I
Houston.
really
There's
do,
a
but
lot
I
of
think-
Persians in Houston. That's where he's going.
No, not
Houston.
Texas.
I don't know. There's a lot of liberals going there. You know,
Yeah.
you could be the.
No, he'll
Go
go
ahead
to
now.
New York.
No, New York, you have to make $50,000 a month to live.
Yeah, but I know who
Look at his
Ari
negotiating
wants
skills.
to mate with.
Oh, okay. He's got a big mate partner, a rich mate.
I don't know what you just alluded to, but it sounds really interesting.
I know enough about Ari.
Should we talk about Javi?
Yeah, so Javi is become the local. He's the next H Wood.
Got it. So he's H Wood in training.
He last year, I remember he told me he was throwing a house party, and he had like a lineup. It was like a festival, and it was like a whole thing at his house that he lives in Culver City.
I remember that. I remember thinking, like, how the fuck do you get away with that?
Well, he's smart. He ends it at 9 p.m.
Okay.
It's 2 to 9
You
p.m.
know, like bands and stuff at a house. But didn't you say, Javi, didn't you say you talk to your neighbors or something?
Yeah, we're way more official this time. We brought someone on. He used to live on my couch. He handled neighbor relations. So
Got
he
it,
was
neighbor
he was in charge of making sure the neighbors knew. And we plus since our last one, we got a couple new neighbors. So we made sure he like was super
Neighbor
nice.
relations is really smart.
Yeah, and
That's
then
impressive.
because like obviously like they get one call, you know, it's like party's over.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
wants that. We tell them it's
Okay,
done
so-
by 9. We're good. We're good.
So what happened at this one? I heard these things are like Project X.
Oh yeah, it's insane. We clear the house, we tent the backyard, lights, everything. 300 or so people pulled up. A Kathy Club member pulled up.
Yes.
Shout out Kadar. It was basically a meetup.
Yeah.
Jordan was there. Everyone's showing their NFTs.
Did you have like bands or DJs or?
Yeah. So we got more DJs this time. We had 2 solo performers, like bands, like doing covers, a DJ, another band, and then another DJ to kind of end the night.
What the fuck? And no cops.
By the way, the house has an Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah,
Literally?
we're like the hype house of like it's called Post Office because we like to send it.
Oh,
So our Instagram is Post Office LA. You know, we're gonna soon franchise that to Post Office probably SD, SF, AZ, you know, and slowly build this out into like a worldwide global party empire.
who owns the house?
Oh, Ahmed. He's a legend. He's our landlord.
Does Ahmed know what's going on?
Ahmed knows. We had like some plumbing issues. The house is actually kind of a piece of shit. We had some plumbing issues. So he came and he saw the stage in the backyard. And the only thing he said was like, "Oh, it's a nice stage." That's it.
Oh my God.
And then he owns the neighbors' like apartment units too. So during one of our parties, someone parked to block their driveway. So he gave me a call. He's like, "Hey, like I know you're throwing a party. Can you please move? Like the neighbors just want to get out of their driveway."
Damn.
And in the phone, like there's a guitar going, like people are puking, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I have them move."
Was that just luck that you got someone as cool as Ahmed? Like how?
Yeah. Just, I mean, he is really cool because he doesn't care about that stuff, but also like that plumbing issue, it took him 2 weeks to like figure it out. We have all these problems, and like he's so laissez-faire about everything, like he just doesn't show up. But that's cool for the parties.
No, that's incredible. So is this is a real like empire you're starting here? Like you see this as this could be a money making, this could be a big thing.
Probably not. We're incinerating money every party.
So this is all for pleasure.
Yeah. People were like DMing us, like, "Do you have covers? I'm like, maybe we should start fucking charging.
You should. I mean, just for the sake of cleaning up and like.
Yeah.
So what time did people leave?
I have no idea. I was kind of busy.
Oh.
So you live there, obviously. So
Yeah.
you just like, if you find like a nice young lady or something, you have
Yeah.
a bedroom at the party.
Yeah, super easy.
Wow.
Introduce myself. I live here at the post office. It's over from there.
Wow. Good for you. How old are you, Javi?
26.
Oh, good for you.
But technically, what time do people leave?
It was like 9. I mean, people kind of
What
lingered
time does the
inside.
music get turned off? 9?
Yeah, 9 music off, bands, DJs off.
And then people are lingering. And,
like inside, like a little speaker playing, but like,
yeah.
because everyone just went out after, like, because they kind of use it as a pregame.
Big pregame. I saw the video in the post office recap.
Yeah, we had a recap video. It was insane. People actually dressed up. So we have like different
Themes.
So like in July, we do Postchella because it's a play off the name Post Office. We did Postchella. October, we did Posttober, like an Oktoberfest thing. This one was like a play off Snow Globe. It was Post Globe. It's like ski theme. We tried to get penguins from a petting zoo, but like, they didn't allow it. We also tried to get snow to snow our whole backyard, but that was like $3,000.
So if you charge the cover,
That's
you
why
would
you
get a
need to
big for
charge.
it.
I know
Yeah, you
a lot
gotta
of my
charge.
friends.
I think you should. I mean, $10.
Yeah.
I don't think $10.
How do you
send
buy
them-
alcohol and shit? Who's paying for all that?
Yeah, it's all coming from us.
How much do you think the party costs you?
I don't know. Like, because if you really think about like the tent, the wood material to build a stage, the decorations, we got 2 ice luges, we had an inflatable penguin.
$3,000-$4,000.
Yeah, easily.
$5,000.
Plus,
Probably-
no one's like bringing their own
that's a good
booze.
mark.
Like you're supplying most of it.
Yeah, luckily this time around, I hit up the boys over at Lo Siento. They hooked that up. But beer, we got kegs, a bunch of 30 racks, White Claws, all that stuff. We told some of the guys to like bring a rack or 2 to like
What's a rack?
like a 30 rack of beer. Like just like, because like we're not gonna tell the girls obviously, but
Maybe that's what you do. Every dude has to bring bring something.
so like
Yeah.
that's
You,
what we
you
said.
make a list and say, I need snacks, alcohol, water, whatever.
But the problem too is like a lot of randoms show up. Like I ran into people that I went to high
charge
school
them.
with,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah,
"What
you gotta
are
be
doing
charging
here?"
those guys. This is what I would do if I were you. Is I would just have a really big like VIP group that you don't charge, but nobody knows that, and then let all the randoms pay their cover.
Yeah, I mean that might be smart.
Do you have any interest in that, or you just don't really care?
So did you lose money?
Obviously, they spent $5,000.
Yeah, we lost it all. But we had a great night and a great Instagram
And you didn't
video.
go to the Victorian after.
No, Victorian. So we were supposed to do that too. We were supposed to rent 3 party buses to bus us all over there. But
Ran out of budget.
yeah, the marketing to budget, that's like more
But
of the.
is the point of the party just to be cool guys in LA, or like what's
Yeah,
the
I think-
like?
Yeah, just have fun.
Yeah,
This
pretty
is-
much. Just creating a vibe. People.
They're vibes. These guys are
So-
vibes. Their whole house is vibes.
So you're known in LA.
I wouldn't say that at all. No. No, we have like 200 followers. So like, no, not yet. Not yet. One of these parties.
but hype is buzzing.
Oh, you should have seen our social media. It was
What's your social
Blowing up.
media?
Post Office LA?
Post Office LA on Instagram.
All one word.
Oh, one word. We got it. We nailed that one. We paid someone off.
More money. More money.
More money. The party might have cost $10,000.
But what's the goal? I'm actually curious. What's the goal?
It's fun.
Yeah, it started off like as a housewarming party, and then our friends were in a
I
band.
don't like Dee, the 42-year-old, tell you it's fun. Like, what's your goal?
No, it is. It's like, I mean, who throws house parties anymore? Like, really, no one. Like, especially like this. There's a fucking music festival in my backyard. Like, it's just cool to say. I don't know. It's cool to be.
I know I've met his roommates. They're just about having a good time. Even when they're running, they're having a good time.
They're yelling.
They're yelling, screaming.
Everyone's
They're
always yelling.
Yeah, they're just having a good time. They're vibes.
But imagine if you guys could figure out how to like even just break even on this thing. You could have fun and do way more. Because how are you gonna? You just said all these events you want to do throughout the year. That's $20,000.
Well, that's why it's like it's like quarterly, just so we.
That's
can,
still $20,000. 5 times 4 is 20. Would your friends pay $20?
Oh yeah, people even came up to because like
They gave you tips.
We hyped up the snow. Like you should do a GoFundMe. I would have paid for snow. Like snow would have been sick. Like all this stuff.
You should literally have this. Is what you should do. You should have little Venmo like codes around the thing and just say donate to our next party. So that we can make it awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Or
That's
like
great.
merch
Probably-
or something. I don't know.
You'd probably
No,
get way
don't do
more
all
money.
that. You're giving so much value already.
Yeah.
Like, just charge people.
The GoFundMe's a good idea.
GoFundMe is good, but charge for people to get it.
Yeah.
Dude, if you went anywhere in Venice for a drink, $20 is one drink.
Yeah.
And not including tax and tip.
They're getting a free
Yeah, no
show.
way.
They're getting all the booze they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. I think you might be the real socialist here, Javi. You're trying to look out for everybody.
And
You're
someone
not,
took
you're
our-
not trying to be crazy. You're just asking for.
You invite Ari over, he's stealing the party and charging 50.
Yeah.
You should just hire Ari as your CEO.
Someone did take our modem, like our Wi-Fi. So- Nothing else. None of the cool shit we have around. We have like a neon sign. Someone took our fucking modem.
No way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Okay, so into news.
In the news.
Okay. Here's some good news. It looks like Twitter is going to survive. Here for the long haul.
I think Drum and I said that.
We did say that. We said it would be a big year. I mean, Tesla stock is popping off. Twitter is looking like it is trending towards break even, according to Elon, who previously said it was essentially headed for bankruptcy. This might be Elon's biggest year yet.
I mean, I never said Twitter wasn't going to exist. I just said it's
You
a
said
bad
Elon
business.
couldn't make it work.
Yeah, I said. I mean, he's going to go bankrupt with this business, 100%. It's just
That's
who's
what you
going to
think?
own it. That was my point.
But you still think that?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think so. I think that
I mean, he can do it because Tesla stock's up 200%, so he can keep funding it. But the business at $44 billion doesn't work, and I will stand by that 100%.
But what if he gets it to break even? It survives, slowly builds momentum. And then, I don't know when $44 billion is going to be a good investment. That might be a decade. But the point is,
it's a $5 billion company, right? So he paid $41 billion.
Nah, I mean, in the new market,
$39 billion in advance.
In the new market, it's 20.
No chance.
Yeah, Facebook came back.
I mean,
everything
Facebook
doubled.
actually has it's a profitable company, and
Carvana's up
shit's cash.
200%.
That's a short squeeze.
They would have got squeezed. I think it's a $20 billion. I think 2 months ago it was a $10 billion company. Today it's a 20.
It's probably a $10 billion company today. And
He just has to service the debt. That's all. As long as he services debt,
it's just my point is not that Twitter's always going to exist. It's just who's going to own it.
I think he's definitely going to own it.
So your position hasn't changed.
My position has not changed at all. It's that he's going to own it or the creditors are going to own it. One of the two are going to own it. And Twitter's going to be a
Big
product.
E's got it.
I think
got it covered.
I think what happens is he does a fundraising round. He'll get the money he needs. He'll raise $3, $4, $5 billion because he's hotter than ever again. And people will just give him the money to make sure they get exposure into the Starlink, the Neuralinks, the Boring Company, the SpaceX, whatever it is. Like the guy's going to he's going to be worth trillions of dollars when it's all said and done. So people are just going to continue to support him. It's just how finance works. It has very little to do with actual numbers, but it has everything to do with who you are. And certain people always get money. We always read about headlines about some guy raised $100 million for a pre-seed startup. We're just like, how? Who? What? How did this happen? Mm-hmm. And that's just how the world works. If you are in a position of power, people just give you money.
I got to say, though, that is true. But also with that aside, it seems like he did it. Just as far as being an operator, I don't know. I don't want to speak too soon and this all to be totally different in 2 months. But holy shit, man, to run all of these companies and have Tesla sort of, pop again and Twitter look like it might actually be saved. There was a moment there where it looked like, yep, he's going to have to give up Twitter soon. And that's going to be okay, you just can't do it. You just did too much. But when it comes to operating businesses, I mean, has there ever been anyone with a better track record?
Well, no, there isn't.
This is absurd.
I think at the level that he's doing it at, because it's not it's just each of these companies are revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
They're not they're so far ahead of anyone in their respective industries.
Every one of them.
SpaceX they're in a league of their own when it comes to space. You know, what Starlink is doing is going to soon be a league of its own in providing internet service. And Boring Company, literally, like what he's doing is so insane that it is very impressive. And there was an article in Wall Street Journal that came out today about when does this guy sleep? When does Elon Musk sleep?
Yeah, I'd love to know that. Did they answer it? Well,
not really. They basically are saying that he came out and said recently at he told investors at a conference in November that he's currently working around 120 hours a week. And he used to work 80 hours a week. Now he's 120 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I go to sleep, I wake up, I work, I go to sleep, wake up, work, do that 7 days a week. I'll have to do that for a while, no choice. But I think once Twitter is set on the right path, I think it's a much easier thing to manage than SpaceX or Tesla.
I just don't get it. He's got back pain. Is that a thing too?
Yeah, I mean, the guy can't be healthy. Yeah, the guy can't be.
There's no way.
I mean, he's sleeping probably like on the floor of offices and factories. And I mean,
how old is he?
51. Still really young.
Yeah, he is.
He's not 71.
No. Yeah, he's. I mean,
he's kind of like peak performance of like
CEO life.
Yeah, like mental capacity. He's at that peak level right now.
Well, he's definitely using every bit. I just don't. It's so wild. I don't know what's actually going on. And like I said, I feel like I worry that I could speak too soon and something could happen with Twitter or like whatever, and it just looks totally different in 6 months. But
okay, let me explain to you how he got his back pain. This is the best part.
Oh yeah, please.
His back pain traces back to his birthday party thrown years ago by a second wife that was attended by a sumo wrestler.
Oh my God.
Mr. Musk took to the ring and, according to him, managed to throw the 350-pound opponent, resulting in an injury to his spine. He says it cost me smashing my C5, C6 disc and 8 years of mega back pain.
Oh my God. Of course.
That's crazy.
Of course that's how.
The guy's fighting sumo wrestler.
But also it's just like, man, like do some stretches. Like what's so crazy to me is you can tell that he's not doing like anything.
Nah.
Like he's not only is he not running or like lifting weights or whatever, he's not fucking touching his toes.
No. Like I can't imagine. You know how like Steve Jobs was notorious for like going for walks with like, you know, all these people.
Yep.
No way this guy's going for a walk.
No way. No fucking way. It's so wild.
I would love to know what he eats too. I just feel like he just eats whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, he's probably eating McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's and
oh my God,
pizza.
I mean, he kind of looks like that could be the case. I mean, that boat pic. Like, I'm not trying to like be mean here, but that boat pic looked like McDonald's and sitting and thinking.
Where was the other guy's mask?
Who? What happened?
I said, where was the other guy's mask?
Who?
The boat pic.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Hey, if you don't want to say it out loud, you're tiptoeing.
You either got to say it or you can't.
You hit it on the pod. Okay, well, there's a clue to an episode, probably 5 back. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here, but the saga continues. I mean, Tesla stock is up. We'll see what happens. Big business going on in the world of storage.
Yeah.
Public Storage has made an $11 billion offer for Life Storage. Apparently, that's their, a competitor of theirs. But yeah, I mean, just big business here in storage.
I mean, I was looking. The thing that was intriguing is they're buying Life Storage for $11 billion, or they made an offer to. Public Storage is a $54 billion company. Public Storage. How insane is that?
It's really insane.
And check this out. Their revenue is only $4 billion.
So you can't tell me if $44 billion for Twitter was that crazy.
You can't even buy public
this
storage.
thing's worth 54. Jesus Christ.
And we know it's a great business and blah, 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 blah. But like, and by the way, gross profit margin, this isn't their net profit. Their gross profit is nearly $3 billion. Public storage business prints cash. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
And they're only 9% of the market. I didn't realize
Public storage is 9%?
Yes.
Wow.
You don't realize how many people are using public storage. People do not want to get rid of shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, it's just crazy when you really think about like, you know what this tells me? This is kind of what you're saying too, is like just how many fucking people there are.
Yeah.
There's just so many goddamn people with extra shit. There's just shit and people and nowhere to put it. And fucking you can build a $54 billion company giving them somewhere to put it.
By the way, my guess, so we have a clutter, which is like, public storage, similar concept, but they come pick it up from your house. And I'll give my wife credit. She's incredible at like, okay, it's warming up. Like, she was looking at the weather, like, is the weather changed? She'll literally pack up all her jackets, send them to clutter, and then have a reminder to grab them in like October or whatever.
Because you get it all on your phone, right? Like you have an inventory.
Yeah, exactly. So and she's sending it back and forth, like, oh, Christmas decorations, come back, like, and my guess is I would probably say she's on the more efficient side of the usage of this service.
Yeah.
I think most people are just sending shit and they're never getting it back.
Yeah. No chance.
Just like, man, I love this grandfather clock, but I don't have space.
I want to let go of it. I just want to have it on my phone to see that I own it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's more of it than anything. Like people just storing stuff, and like I can't imagine when people pass, like you have to go open the public storage and you're like, what the fuck?
That might be why this is a $50 billion company, is like people just store shit, die. The next generation stores shit, dies. Everyone forgets to open it. Like they just pass the key down. Like, you know what I mean? Like this thing
it's like, whatever. It's $100 a month.
Yeah.
I don't want to go deal with it.
That's what I'm saying. $100 a month, or you have to go clean that out, find a home for it. Like, fuck it. I feel like this thing's going to be 100 billion in like 20 years. It's just going to compound. Everyone's just going to keep dying and storing their shit.
And what's funny is I just saw the headline. I did not read the article, so I don't want to dive too much into it. But the headline was Maria Kondo, now that she has kids, has realized that her whole shit is bullshit.
Oh no.
She's just like, it's okay to be messy. Shit. Well, I have kids. You impossible to keep your house clean and go get rid of everything. You could be a minimalist when you have nothing. When you have family.
Yeah, that's true. That's totally true. I wonder if she'll do like a new version, like
just be like, I'm a pig. That's what it is. Just let it rip.
Public storage. Okay, have you guys seen? I didn't look into this one. MrBeast, beloved MrBeast. This was also one of my predictions that he was gonna. I forget what, like have like become a billionaire or something, or have like a big exit. Or I don't remember, but he put out this YouTube video that the title was, I helped 1,000 blind people see, or something along those lines. And I saw like a lot of backlash. Like people were saying it was clickbait. People were saying it was demonic. MrBeast is usually pretty backlash free, but this has been bubbling up a lot.
So I think this is like day one was like his biggest video ever. He literally helped people with seeing issues, regain sight. Right. And the video went nuts. And of course, reporters started coming out and saying that he's taking advantage to get eyeballs, which is just absolutely fucking ludicrous.
So the complaint, just so I get this right, the complaint is that, you're using blind people to get views. No pun intended.
Yes.
Except for he actually did do this thing.
Yes.
He definitely did it, and it's just like a lazy, just like gotcha journalism.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible. Because it actually is hitting my radar the little that I even like look at the news, it's hitting my radar as like, oh, he did something wrong here. Like I thought
But
maybe he didn't.
The point
like,
is, like, I don't care. Who cares if the motive is to get more clicks?
You help people.
You help people. So who cares?
yeah. Who cares?
This is also the commentary on a lot of people when it comes to like a gala for a charity.
Like, I mean, think about the Robin Hood event in New York, Amphar in Monaco.
Those are all judged, though. Those are all heavily judged by society.
But if billionaires donate and it actually goes to help people,
yeah,
who cares?
I agree. I'm just saying this is how things are viewed. And Mr. Beast now basically is the biggest thing on earth. He's it. He's it. There's nothing bigger. He's the biggest media personality ever. And so he's going to have criticism no matter what.
No, but I'm of the view of like, I don't care if your motives are to be more famous and, you know, get more clicks, views. But if you're helping people, I don't care.
Yeah, I think we're all agreeing to that.
But he also like gave random people $10,000, gave a guy a Tesla. Like he did all this extra shit in there too.
Yeah, I mean that's like a Monday for him, right? Like his whole thing is about being helpful and being nice to people in need. That's like his whole MO.
No, but I'm just trying to think about it kind of broadly because everyone criticizes charities and all these galas and all this stuff a lot. And like
Met Gala is heavily criticized.
Fine. I don't care if the people paying for those tickets have a different motive, but the dollars are going to the right place.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I agree.
Because also look at all whatever. It's so hard. It makes me like legitimately frustrated because look at all of the media and content, whatever, where the money goes to the wrong place or the money just goes into someone's pocket or the money goes into someone getting another Lamborghini. Like what the fuck? How are you going to be mad about this? I can't believe this is what it is. I thought like it was clickbait or he said he helped 1,000 people and then he helped one or like, I thought there was some real controversy here.
No, there's nothing.
God, people are so stupid.
People just want to get after him.
Yeah, and I think there's rumor that he's potentially raising money at a $1.5 billion valuation.
Good for him.
Yeah, that would
it
make
seems
sense.
light.
I know. I agree. I think this thing over time, I mean, I think the next 3 years.
Or they call it charity porn.
Yeah, fuck off. It's so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
So stupid.
But yeah, I think over the next 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be like mind blowing. I think he's going to.
Yeah, 1.5 billion for the reach he has. I mean, man, to me, it's like a $10 billion company.
But it's not only that. I guarantee if we looked at the numbers of like Mr. Beast Burger and like he has his chocolates in Walmart and like I know those things are crushing. It's early, but I know that if you looked at those numbers and sort of started to value them, like if that chocolate company got acquired, you know, down the road, there's a lot of, I don't know. I think those things are going to be very valuable.
The guy's 24 years old.
That's absurd. I know.
He's 24. So, I mean, he hasn't even hit his stride yet, of anything. Wait till Mr. Beast finds Mrs. Beast and Mrs. Beast and Mr. Beast have little Beast.
Oh, little baby
toys,
Beast. Yeah.
Everything, like, you know, childcare. I mean,
Ryan's out of here.
Ryan's toast. Little Beast is going to be worth $50 billion.
Is Ryan around?
Oh, Ryan's print. Go to Walmart. The whole fucking aisle is him still.
Yeah, he's still printing. Yeah. But I think Mr. Beast is building like I hate to like compare this, but almost like a Kardashian style. Like, you know, it's a totally different market and different strategy and everything, but like it's an empire that he's building, I think.
Oh, yeah. And because he's 24, wait till he starts putting on all the people around him.
Yeah.
You know, next couple of years.
Yeah.
It feels like $1.5 billion. If you're listening and you're one of the investors, you should
that's a good deal.
Give as much money.
But I'm curious, like over 30, does anyone know who he is?
Doesn't matter?
No, I'm just curious. Everyone under 30 knows who MrBeast is.
I think they are starting to because of things like this news. This news is actually probably one of the biggest things for him. But he started to go on like podcasts, like Lex Friedman's podcast. And like all these people are starting to talk about him, even though they don't watch his content, but they respect his business vision.
Yeah, I'm not questioning his reach. I just don't think people in our age group actually know who he is.
My point is, what I'm saying is, I think they're starting to, and I think that in like a year, it will be different. The same way a lot of people obviously know who the Kardashians are, even though it's not their demographic, and know quite a bit of detail about them. I just think that the obscure world of YouTube is still off of a lot of people's radars. But I think the press and the way people will be talking about him over the next year.
Let's put 132 million YouTube subscribers. 132 million. I'm looking at his last 3 videos. The blind video, 1,000 blind people see for the first time. 90 million views in 8 days.
No, I'm not questioning.
It's a Super Bowl every week.
I'm just saying, if you were to ask your 5 closest friends, how many people would know who MrBeast is? I don't think that many.
No, yeah, but like they live in LA. If they lived in another city, they may know them. People in LA are just full of shit.
Yeah.
Full of shit. I don't know what that means, but
they don't know anything. They just know what's going on in 10-mile radius.
To me, Anand, I just look at that more as like untapped.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Basically, like, there's so much room to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you have all those views and these people still don't know who you are.
I don't think anyone over the age of 35 knows who he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Because it seems crazy to me to
I've
believe
never
that because of his views. But
I know who MrBeast is. I've never consumed a piece of content of MrBeast.
Pretty good. Check it out.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not.
So, I mean, and I'm like in the business of like trying to do this stuff.
You didn't watch
so
this.
you're not doing a good job. So you're doing a shitty job.
You're a fucking journalist, Anand.
I know about Josh Richards and BFFs. That's what I know.
Josh Richards just turned 21.
Yeah, I just saw that.
His party was at Harriet's.
I saw. Brian that's why I said that. I saw Brian Toll's post and I was like, the kid is 21 years old just now.
I mean, I feel like I've been talking about this kid for years.
All a pandemic.
I didn't know he was 14 when you started bringing him up. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I thought at least like 24 or something. Anyway, okay, here's a good one. Tipping. We've been on this for a long time. Dee, I'll give you credit here. You really spearheaded this movement.
Yep.
I don't know, pre-COVID, 4 or 5 years ago on the pod. Tipping culture, the fact that, you're expected to tip people at coffee shops, people at whatever. And it's sort of like, I don't know, a lot of the questions that people have are like, hey, shouldn't like the employers just pay them more so that they don't have to rely on tips? Because it is kind of fucked up, I guess, if you don't tip them because they do rely on that money, but shouldn't that burden be on their employer, not on the customer? Whatever. We've been talking about it for a while. It's now getting some extra press, and now we've got experts involved. We have money experts, financial experts that are joining the conversation. So let's bring in the experts. What are they saying?
Well, we were very early on this. And this is like a 3-4 years ago topic on the pod.
It had to be 5 years ago.
I think it was like our first big like viral topic on the podcast, which was basically like when you go to a coffee shop, they flip over the screen all of a sudden, and it's like 18, 20, 25%. Yeah. It's like not like a 50 cent
or zero. Or zero, and they look you in the eyes. And you have to say
none. You have to say none. And it's obviously just like you feel like shit and you don't know how much this person's making and you get guilted. And so I would say previously I would do, I'd give something.
Mm-hmm.
Now I give zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
I'm back to zero.
And what's your thought there? Like, why? Why?
The cost of everything to me is so ludicrous. Like you get like, for example, when I go to Starbucks, what do I get? I know I get consistency. Whether you like it or not, you get the same shit at Starbucks anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
I get a speed because they're like highly efficient in turning around product. And they've never asked anyone for a tip. Even the way they charge the credit cards, for some reason at Starbucks are faster. Like when you tap the credit card, it's like instant. When you go tap it at a local coffee shop, it's like they're dialing a fucking modem.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, I'm all about supporting local business, but like at what cost? Like at some point it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you go get coffee at a local coffee shop in LA. It is like $8 for a latte.
Yeah.
You
It
want
is.
a junk
Plus
latte, which is what I want. I want a junk latte.
Yeah.
It's $8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
my
then they
view is
flip that thing over.
They flip it over and then like boom, it's
$12. Yeah.
my view is basically that the employer needs to just pay them more.
That's what everyone says.
Why
and-
is it on our burden to tip them to keep them happy?
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
And it's funny is I was having a conversation with someone the other day who went to their local Chipotle in the suburbs of LA. And basically he had a meltdown at the Chipotle. And he was getting bowls for his family. And he said that like they were fucking with him on like the amount of vegetables and beef and this. And he refused to move the line. He caused a scene and he was like, I'm not leaving until I get my bowls done right. And they were like, well, we had already closed the bowls. We're not allowed to open it. So he's like, fine, give it to me. I'll open it. Put more rice, put more this. And I was telling him there's a place I go to every Saturday with my son to get juice and sandwiches. And the kids in there do not give a shit if anyone is there. They're not interested in working. They're not interested in servicing the people there. They hate their job. They hate the company. They hate the customers. Like that should have a sign at when you walk in. I think there's just in those jobs today, nobody is enjoying doing them. So we're at such a crossroads because the cost to hire those people in specifically like in California is now so expensive. You're asking the customer to tip pre the service. That's what drives me the most nuts. There are times when I wish I could have tipped that person because they went above and beyond post.
But I'm not following the through line between the Chipotle experience and
no, but the
experience.
bowl
Experience.
The idea is that you're not even getting. Very rarely are you getting experience that supersedes the general expectations. And to me, to tip, you would have to supersede the general experience, and then you could feel comfortable tipping. The problem is they ask you to tip in advance of the experience.
Yeah. I didn't really think of that. That is why that's so annoying. Because you have no idea what you're even getting. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You're supposed to tip because you enjoy it.
Exactly.
Because it was a good service. I'm reading this article that these financial experts, I didn't realize, is there like a loophole in certain industries, like a waitress or a waiter, where you don't have to pay minimum wage?
Yes.
Because they have the opportunity to earn tips. So they're like truly skirting even the state minimum wage.
Yeah, like in certain states, like waiters make like $7 an hour.
Wow.
But what's the Chipotle complaint?
You have a group of people that don't want to do their job, right? Like they don't enjoy it. They're like my friend was telling me, it's like young people, they just didn't give a shit. They didn't care if anyone got their food right. They just didn't care. That's just the reality of a lot of people who work in fast food right now. They don't want to be there. Maybe in a different era when that was a job that was probably never coveted, but at least it was something like, you know what, it's an honest day's work. I got paid, and people viewed it differently. Now they're like, no, I don't want to be here. I hate this job. I'm here because I have no other choice. And so that reflects in their attitude. Yeah, that's the problem.
But you already tip by the time you get your shitty bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
You already tip 20%.
I invested in a company to solve for this. That's why I kept asking.
Well, I hope they win, because this is a really stupid, especially for like how much people complain about, like people like looking out for the everyday person and all that stuff. Like, why don't we, like, these guys just give them minimum wage at least and stop putting the burden on the customer? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it's one of those things, like it's just going to have to get automated, and more people have to be removed from these jobs. Like if you go to a Taco Bell, that was the most recent fast food, and I've been to the McDonald's across the street. It's all screens. Like you're not talking to anyone anymore. You just boom, 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 boom. So at least the cashier system seems like that's getting slowly removed. Now, once the cooking gets done, like, what do you really need? You just need a security guard, probably.
Yeah.
Someone with a pistol.
Yeah, definitely. In LA. Okay, well, we'll keep you updated on that topic. But I do got to say, props to group chat. I think that was probably 5 years ago. That was before COVID. I remember we talked to AJ about it. That was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was a hot topic.
You were early on your
no tipping
annoyance here.
Yeah,
very Larry David of you, I'd say.
I felt comfortable tipping during the pandemic because I felt like I was empathetic to like everyone going through shit.
But that's so different. Like I tipped a little extra at all my favorite little restaurants.
Yeah,
but that was like, they were barely hanging on. Okay. How about this? Did you guys talk about the Chinese balloon at all? Okay.
This is the biggest story in the world.
Okay. And what's so crazy is, I don't know if you guys did this at all or not, but if you watch it unfold on TikTok, it's 10 out of 10 as far as entertainment level. So end of last week, this massive white balloon pops up in the news. There's a spy balloon over like Missouri from China. It's floating around up there. Montana. There you go. So, okay. So I read that. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. A spy balloon. I mean, I'm guessing like how hard is it to pop this thing, right? Like it doesn't seem very dangerous, but just feels weird. I don't know that I've ever experienced something like this, like a Chinese spy balloon. And then I go on TikTok. And it is fucking video after video of
oh wow,
people.
It made it to TikTok?
Listen
Chinese
to me.
Spy balloon?
It is people live streaming. It is people in their front yard like, listen, get over here. Tim, I got the balloon. I got the balloon, Tim. And like, it's just people like running around in their front yards filming the balloon way up in the sky. People live streaming, like I said, like all sorts of shit. So anyway, the TikTok coverage of it was incredible because it was just floating over America. And then the Air Force, I guess, shot it down. Military, we'll say, shot it down today.
After was it 7 days?
Was that today?
It was today.
This morning.
So yeah, good point, Dee. Why
Carolinas.
the fuck was this thing just floating around being live streamed for 7 days if it was really that big of a deal? But either way, the military came in. They said they used their highest end fighter, most reliable missile to shoot it down. Now, at first I kind of laughed at that, but apparently that was to avoid any potential of civilian damage or danger or casualties.
Yeah.
But anyway, the balloons popped. Sorry to burst your bubble. China, I mean, I don't know. Is this real? Like, is this like, you're telling me of all the advanced techniques we have these days, there's a massive white balloon you're just going to float over? I mean, is this fucking real? What is this?
I mean, I believe it's real. They first said it was a weather climate thing. I mean, bullshit. Why is it over America if it was weather climate issue?
Yeah, but the point is like, this is actually as innocent as you can expect. Like the Chinese are spying on us way more specifically, like TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. But why would you have a fucking balloon?
The balloon, like the balloon. The balloon is way less than TikTok.
I agree. So what are you doing with the balloon? And don't you have satellites?
I think they're just like going. They're just like, hey, we're just going to keep going, right? We have TikTok. We already got you. We'll throw a balloon.
I think the reason why the balloon is more specific is you're going over army bases, nuclear sites,
but they're already doing that with the satellites. This is such a non-story.
Do that?
This is all theater. This is 100% theater. The U.S. had to shoot it down for theater.
They should have shot it down day one, though.
The Chinese definitely have satellites that are spying on all of us right now. Like, if they want to know what is happening in the group chat studio, they have a satellite that can.
How can they see through this wall? Show me how they can do that. That is bullshit.
Let me tell you what
bullshit
they can do.
They can see through this wall.
They have access to your microphone through your TikTok, but
sound, yes. They cannot see a damn thing.
No, I think
you, balloon. You can't see me.
The balloon is like the biggest theater that everyone wanted to make it like a national security threat, which it wasn't.
But why'd they send it? I know that they have satellites. Why the fuck do you have a massive balloon?
I think they just got a little sloppy.
I think it is sloppy.
You think someone over there is just like, let's try the balloon? And like, I told you shouldn't have fucking tried the balloon.
Like we've gotten away with everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already infiltrated every big tech company. Like, who cares about the balloon? They're
Imagine how
already
much
in
they
Apple.
were laughing that we
They're
were
in
all...
Apple. They're in Facebook. They're in Twitter. They're in Google. They're in Microsoft. They're in everywhere.
But now
They
they're
don't
in
need
the
a balloon.
skies.
That's just floating around Montana.
Imagine the joke that they're laughing at of everyone on TikTok posting the balloon and being like, get out of here, spyware.
Yeah.
You know, from
On
their
TikTok.
TikToks.
And
Yeah.
then we have 140 million American users on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Look, I agree with you completely. That
just
is
so
why this is
stupid.
a story.
What's
Like, who
interesting
cares about the balloon?
What's interesting is if this is the tipping point that gets TikTok banned, like this is the moment, like someone wakes up in Congress Monday and be like, you know what?
The balloon.
Fuck them.
If
This is
that
gone.
happens, then I'm gonna say that balloon was sent up there by Facebook.
Right.
Oh, look, Chinese spy balloon. They're back at it.
Then
Because it
I
just,
would agree.
I agree with you, Anand. I don't think it's a news story because there was a spy balloon. I think it's a news story because why the fuck is there a massive white balloon in the air? Like, what does that, of all the technology and the things, like I could see that being breaking news in 1950, but why is there a fucking balloon in the air? You know, it's not like scary.
It's
It's,
like,
just like, what's
There's
going
so
on?
many more sophisticated ways to spy on us, which they're already doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
what's
agree.
hilarious about this.
So it's probably just some dummy then.
Yeah, a balloon got out of the way.
Somebody just accidentally let go of it. All right. Well, there you go. So I guess nothing to worry about with the balloon, but at the same time, everything to worry about because the balloon is the least of our issues. So
Get back on TikTok and let's give them the real information.
Yeah. There you go. Give them what they're looking for. All right. That's it. Do we have any shout outs or anything?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. There you have it. Any more events? So you did an event this weekend, more events coming before long. And that's it. Congratulations, Ari. Javi, stay away from the cops. Everyone go follow his page. And there you have it. Thank you guys for listening. Everyone have a great week. Bye-bye.